I'm Amber MacArthur. Today on The Lab, how to turn your friends like Leo into comic book characters.
Good to see you. Welcome to the show. I'm Leo Laporte. I was way down the hall. And then all of a sudden I heard the music and I thought, whoa, does your heart start pounding when you hear the music?
Not anymore. It did for the first 120 episodes.
I once interviewed a comedian who, and he had been on the Letterman show a bunch, and I played the Letterman music when I interviewed him before. He said, "Don't ever play that. That gets me scared. I get a, you know, because well, if you think about it, if you're a comic,
it's association, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big deal. Not a big deal for us. This is just what we do. We hang out with you every day. We talk about technology, how it impacts us, how to use it, how to buy it. This is episode 180. If we're not comfortable by now, we're not going to get any more comfortable.
Never going to be, are we?
Kate Abraham, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you.
You too.
And we've got a great show. Will Knowles going to be talking about how to take an old PC, just some old computer lying around, and turn it into a super duper security system, a smooth wall, as they call it. Amber MacArthur, you saw her. She's going to make fun of me. It says here, right here. She's going to mock me.
Little bit.
Tundu. And Akash Sablock, our gadget guy. He's got some gadget on the go.
Gadgets on the go.
Gadget on the go. But the most important part of this show, and every show, is you, your calls, your questions, and I think we've got a few callers lined up. Let's start.
Yeah, fantastic. We're heading to Ottawa, Ontario, and this is Andrew.
Andrew.
Yes,
thank you, Kate.
thank
Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Leo. How's it going?
Oh, it's gone great. How are you? Oh, you're on a green screen. We could put you... Where would you like to be? We could just put anything behind you now. Anything.
Do the nice back, the Mac waterfalls in the background.
That sounds good. I like... We'll get some waterfalls going. So, how can I help you today?
I like doing little movies, and I recently just got a Mac, and I've been using Windows Movie Maker, and created some masterpieces, I must say, with that.
Ew!
I know. Actually, you know what? I didn't mind it. But
well, that's good. If you can make a good movie with Windows Movie Maker, you're going to love the improved tools on the Mac.
Oh, and I do. You know what? And some of the stuff is absolutely better.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm having a problem converting it to the proper format, so I can actually use iMovie.
Okay.
I have a Sony CyberShot, and I've been taking all my films and then importing them into my computer, and they show up, I guess, as...
I'm sure Sony does something weird, because Sony never does anything like anybody else does.
Exactly.
Are they MPEGs? Are they AVIs? What are they?
MPEGs.
MPEG 1?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you need, and you know, iMovie can import most things, but not everything. So often we have to convert it to iMovie prefers MPEG 4, frankly. It can import AVIs, but it depends on how the AVI was created. So what you need to do is take that MPEG and convert it into MPEG 4.
Okay.
Here's a free program to do it.
Oh, excellent.
It's called iSquint.
iSquint.
iSquint.org. ISQUINT.org. Now, here's the deal. This is actually a free program, but it's a come-on for their Papa program, which is Visual Hub, which, by the way, I love and use, and it's $30, and it takes anything and converts it to anything. I mean, it's the kind of the ultimate video converter. Probably at some point, QuickTime Pro would be a good idea for you too, but those cost $30. This is free, and let's start with free.
For me. Free's good for me.
Free's good. So this will take your Sony video, your MPEG 1, and convert it into MPEG 4. You don't have a lot of switches to play with. In fact, basically, the only switch you can play with is optimized for iPod or optimized for TV. I mean, it's really designed for simplicity. But I would say click Optimize for TV. That'll give you a 640 by 480 picture, and then turn the quality up to go nuts. And then it'll be perfect for converting, you know, any kind of file format into an MPEG 4. You know, ostensibly it's for your iPod or your Apple TV, but it's also going to work just fine.
Put it online.
Yeah, it'll work just fine for your iMovie, and because you're going to convert it to 640 by 480, you're taking these with a still camera. You're going to have plenty of quality. You're not going to be an issue with quality. If you were taking these with a higher quality camera, I might say, well, you probably should buy QuickTime Pro. But with a still camera like that, this will be just perfect.
Okay, excellent.
iSquint.
All right, I've taken note, and I'll go and get it now, I think.
Very good. What kind of movies do you make?
I just do, like, personal movies, like, of me and my friends and the adventures that we get up to, pretty much.
Do you put them on YouTube?
I do, absolutely.
Do you have a big following there?
No, not yet. I hope so.
Let's create one. Do you have a channel we can point people to?
It's Britboy, BRITBOI. And they're all on my Facebook as well. They're absolutely everywhere, all over the place.
Oh, how fun. This is really great.
Yeah,
Is Britney Spears?
No. I'm originally from England.
Okay. Here's a message from the Queen. So you've got, this is fun. This is great. I love this. So this is really what I think the internet is all about, is that you could create these videos. It sounds like you're doing it more for fun than trying to become the next Spielberg, but who knows, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just for sharing with friends and
I love it.
And having fun.
Well, I'm glad we could talk to you, Andrew. Enjoy your new Mac. I hope you find it useful. And
oh, I'm loving it. I'm not going back, Leo.
Good. I like that. Take care.
Thanks, Leo.
Thanks for the call, Brit Boy. Coming up, you got an old computer lying around the house. How'd you like to turn it into the ultimate security machine? Yes, you can, for free. Will Noel will show us exactly what to do. Smooth Wall, is it in your future? We'll find out when the lab continues right after this. Welcome back to the lab. Let's talk security. Will Noel is here. He's a security analyst and a member of SPY, which is a security professionals exchange. Yep. Also of Checkmate, a focus group for security pros.
Technical focus group, yeah.
So if you're like really into the nitty gritty of this, security is now, that's a hot topic, isn't it, Will?
Hot topic, and it's a moving target too. It's changing day to day.
It's probably one of the most exciting areas. It's a constant back and forth battle between the good guys and the bad guys. You're all white hat though, right?
All white hat. Well, gray sometimes when you like to play.
Gray to play, white to work. So we're going to talk about taking any old computer that's lying around and putting a special distribution of Linux on it called Smooth Wall.
Yeah. So you take any old PC like a P2 or a Pentium 3 or anything that's lying around in a closet.
Doesn't need to be very fast.
Not at all. It doesn't need to have much RAM or a big hard drive. 64 megs of RAM. You put the CD in, you put in a second NIC, so you do have to open it up to put
two network cards
another network card in there.
That's because this is going to become a router, essentially.
Yeah, we're going to put this between the internet and your computers.
So the data will come in from your cable modem or your DSL modem into the first network card and go out through the second network card to the rest of your system.
After we filtered it or qualified it or logged it or something.
All sorts of stuff's going on in Smooth Wall. So tell me a little bit about Smooth Wall. How did it come about? Is it a project of somebody?
It's a community project, actually. If you go to smoothwall.org, they've got a lot of information about it there.
I remember we used to recommend this on the Screensavers 5 or 6 years ago.
It's been around for a while. It's matured a lot. There is a commercial offering, and there's actually commercial appliances, commercial support that you can get for it. But for home use, there's still the community distribution. And that's
absolutely
called
free.
Smooth Wall Express.
Why would I use this instead of a router and the basic firewall built into a router?
Well, I hear a lot at work. There's always guys that have their kids are using BitTorrent or they're using BitTorrent or something, and their routers keep starting to die on them, or after a certain while, web browsing will bog down or whatnot.
Right.
That comes down to something called the state table. Your firewall has to have a record of everything coming in and out, everybody you're talking to. And on a D-Link or something like that, you may not have enough space in that table to record all the BitTorrent traffic, so it starts dropping everything else. So if you put a Smooth Wall in, you've got a much beefier firewall. You can control it, you can log your data, you can filter. There's all these features that don't come with the D-Link, like you can get spam filtering. That's a community plug-in that they've built for you. You can get website filtering. You can scan your emails for viruses at the perimeter. You can block access to bad websites at the perimeter. So instead of going around to all your computers and installing antivirus software, and well, you still want to do that, but now you have a multi-layered approach to security. This
is really like the kind of the big boxes, the big security systems that companies, they call them UTMs, that corporates will run.
Unified Threat Management.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's basically turning this little beige box that you had lying around into a unified threat management system.
In your closet, you can give it new life. Yeah.
Now, how hard is this going to be?
Well, the install, you put the disk in, you boot from the disk, and you do the install. You enter here, you have to set an IP address there, but it's no more complex than installing Windows XP. Vista was a little bit easier, I found, but it's on the level. You're going to have to spend some time reading screens, but it's not caustic. It's not going to try and force you out of it.
Let's take a look, because I think you've got it right. So you're running on a Mac here.
Actually, no. The Smoothwall is running on a box at home in the lab there.
Oh, so you're going to log in from your computer
from here
to the lab.
So which means that you can manage it from wherever. You can check on it if you're away on business or on vacation.
That's really cool. Or if the kids are getting in trouble, you can turn off the computers.
or block their access.
I could use this.
So we're looking at the main screen right here. And first off, if you are a BitTorrent user, as soon as you logged in, you get some great stats right off the front, something that your D-Link isn't going to tell you. How much traffic has come in and out of the firewall today.
Wow.
So that's a great place to start. Beyond there, there's all the basic firewall stuff, allowing stuff in for video games or allowing stuff out for file sharing. But with a couple of community plugins and in the show notes.
Are they pretty easy to add? I mean, you just install them like you would add an app?
They're very easy, and the instructions are all online. But the beauty there, then, is that it exposes you to the command line. And you get to start playing with the little bits and pieces behind the firewall.
So this is going to be actually a good project for somebody who wants to learn more about Linux and more about security.
Definitely a great place to start, because it's not something that you're going to be in every day.
Right.
But you get a project, you're like, oh, I want to build a firewall. That's one step. Oh, I want to add website filtering to it. That's another step. So actually, right now, this is web filtering from Dan's Guardian, and there's also a mail filter, which I don't have set up right now. But if, say, for example, your kids at home tried to go to Playboy.com or something like that, you can set up web blocking. And now it's not a question of they've hacked their computer and got around whatever piece of software you installed on there to control their web browser.
They can't, because it's not on their computer.
Because it's not allowed.
It's a piece of hardware in a closet somewhere.
And then the next cool thing about using a Smoothwall is you start getting some visual feedback on what's going on your home network, which you didn't have before. So these are traffic graphs that are traffic graphs for just the last day, but if we go into them, it's going to trend the traffic over. It's only been running for a couple of days.
That could be very useful, though, if you're worried that somebody's hijacked one of your systems. You notice a lot of activity coming from one system.
At 3 a.m., why did 2 gigs of traffic leave my network when all our computers weren't doing anything?
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag. So, and now you can eyeball it, so you can see right away, well, here's a huge peak back on the 29th. And all our normal browsing is done on the 30th and 31st, are nowhere near that. So you get this visual baseline that you can identify things against. And then from there, if you're turning on, if you're trying out a new program or you want to see how much bandwidth your phone is using, if you've got a VoIP phone or something like that, or Skype, you pop over to this page and you get a real-time update of which.
This is happening right now.
This is what's happening right now. The virtual machine that's behind it is torrenting Backtrack ISO. Wow. So another open source community project.
So you're offering somebody downloads, and that's why there's traffic going on in the background.
That's why there's traffic on the link, and we can see how much is needed. Even though I'm not home right now. Yeah. And other things like that. And on the community, there's a whole bunch of plugins you can get into that do many, many different things. There's competitions, who has the longest uptime.
That's great.
Between reboots and stuff like that.
Best place to start, smoothwall.org?
Smoothwall.org.
Okay.
Best place to start. They have installation documents and administration documents online. You do have to sign up to get at them. But then once you remember the community, there's people there that can answer questions and help you out. So
it's a free thing. So it's free sign up.
And it's a great place to start.
Now, you're a security pro, which is a pretty good job these days. If a kid, maybe a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, is thinking, I'd like to know more about security, this is probably a pretty good place to start.
And it's not, once you've played with Smoothwall, then you can get into these other firewall packages or UTMs. Comic Wall is my favorite. There's also IPCOP, MonoWall, PFSense.
And you'll learn so much, but this is where you start. This is your entry point.
First place to enter, easy learning curve, and exposes you to things that you didn't know were there.
Plus, a very useful tool for your home. Yep. Will Knoll is a security analyst at checkmate.org, CHEKMATE.org. That's a great place to go if you want to learn more about all of this stuff. You want to be a security pro, go to Checkmate. Thank you, Will. I really appreciate your coming in. And we've got show notes, of course, labwithleo.com. We take a break, come back with more in just a bit, but first, let's take a close-up look at something you might find around the lab. Whoa, it's a Hertz and a kilowatt hour. What could it be? It's pink? It's blue? I don't know. Sean took that picture. Maybe he'll tell us. We'll zoom out and find out when the lab continues. Stay here. Welcome back to the lab. Before the break, we showed you this close-up picture. Will Knoll could figure it out. I have no idea. Apparently, it's the kilowatt. How did he know that? That's that cool little device that saves power from, the vampire devices that slowly drain.
Well, it'll let you know what's taking the power anyways.
Yeah.
So you know what to shut off.
You know what to shut off. Sean Carruthers takes those great pictures with his super duper macro lens. Now let's get another caller on the air here. Kate, who do you have next?
We have Peter from St Andrews West in Ontario.
Hello, Peter. How are you today?
I am very good. Good to hear your voice.
Thank you, sir. It's good to hear yours. What can we do for you?
I've got a problem. I want to transfer files from my work computer to my laptop. Mm-hmm. And you'd like to use the Belkin USB to USB adapter.
Right.
And I'd like to be able to use the easy transfer feature on Windows Vista and XP.
Very handy, yes.
Except that I have to plug in my laptop because it won't allow me to do it on battery
Oh, that's
power.
Interesting. It says you have to be plugged in to do it.
Yeah, and I was wondering if I can bypass that or circumvent it somehow.
Depends why it wants to be plugged in. If it wants to be plugged in, if it really needs the power, you know, sometimes with when you're on battery, your laptop will cut power and so forth. If it really needs the power, and you know, what you're using is a special kind of USB cable. You can't just connect a computer with a standard USB cable and share data. You have to have one of these that has it's like a snake that ate a rat. It's got a lump in the middle. Inside there is circuitry that allows USB to be peer-to-peer. It's not normally peer-to-peer like that. So it may be that this stuff in here requires enough juice that if you're on battery, it can't work. In which case, a powered USB hub might be the solution. It's just a USB hub that in fact, this is from Belkin, that you plug in to the wall. You would plug the Belkin into this and then plug the other end of it into your computer. That would guarantee that the Belkin had enough juice coming to it. Now, that would work if that's all the Belkin's looking at is how much power I'm getting. What I'm afraid is happening, and I can't be sure because I'd have to ask Belkin, but I'm afraid is happening is that it may be that the software, the Belkin software is actually monitoring. It's running on your laptop and saying, oh, he's on battery. I'm not going to let him do this. If that's the case, the USB hub is not going to help because the software is still going to know you're on battery, and it's going to say, nope, you can't do it, which I think, frankly, is a little bit, I don't know, fascistic. It should be up to you whether you want to do it or not.
Well, it's a little frustrating.
Do you have a powered USB hub you could try this with?
No, but I mean, I can.
They're cheap.
Obtain one.
Yeah, they're like $15. I mean, the key is get a USB, and that, you're very useful because it adds, you plug this into your computer and it adds 4 more ports, but make sure you get one that plugs in. That's the key. It's got to be powered. Yeah. That may solve it. If it doesn't, then I'm afraid you're going to either have to plug in the laptop or find another way of transferring files. And there's certainly lots of ways to do that. You could, if they both have Ethernet jacks, which most computers do now, you could use a crossover cable, connect the two of them together, and use file sharing to copy. That doesn't require any, special thing in the middle, no lump in the middle. It's just a standard transfer. Sometimes you need a crossover cable, sometimes you don't. Many newer laptops auto sense the fact that you're using, you're connecting directly to a computer instead of a hub, and will automatically switch the leads. That's another way to do it. You could, how big are the files? Are they monster?
The largest one would be about 8 gigs, so yeah, that'd be big enough.
Nowadays, they have USB keys. In fact, I do this all the time. I transfer very large files, and I use the old sneaker net. I'll plug in a USB key. Nowadays, they have 8 and 16 and even 32 gig USB keys. Crucial makes them. You just plug in and put everything on the USB key. There's an advantage to doing that. You now have a backup. And then you could transfer it over to your laptop as needed. There's also something called the Tornado, and to my knowledge, the Tornado does not require any additional power. I think you can use it. Well, it could be the same problem. I have never tried it with an unplugged laptop, but the Tornado is kind of cool. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. I can't. It is similar to this Belkin. It's 2 USB ports with a thing in the middle. I'm not sure why the Belkin's wanting you to be plugged in. The only question is if it's the Belkin software sensing that the laptop's not plugged in, or if it's just saying I'm not getting enough power and then a USB hub would work. So there's a couple of solutions for you.
Very, very good. I appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure, Peter. I'm glad you called. Otherwise, you happy with that, the Belkin transfer cable?
Oh, I love the cable. It's a pain, but I was using it with the Windows Easy Transfer, so that might be the glitch there.
Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere in here that it requires the system to be powered. I mean, I guess they wouldn't necessarily put that on, but
it was originally purchased to transfer files from an XP system to another hard drive, and then make a clean clean load. So that would usually be quite a large hard drive, so I think that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah, we don't want it to power down during the transfer. And, in a way, they're right, because if it were to power down during the transfer, that would be kind of catastrophic. You wouldn't know what you got and what you didn't get, and you might even get some damage. So I can understand that, but,
when you're trying to do a smaller transfer,
there's no point.
Nice.
There's no point. Yeah, I mean, my laptop will do that. It'll say, "Oh, there's the tornado." My laptop, it'll do that. It'll say, "You can't install software. You're not plugged in." And it's like, well, I know it's going to work. You're fully charged. Come on, let me. And some laptops will say, "Are you sure you're not plugged in?" Sometimes they won't let you do it at all. I can't be sure if it's the Windows software, if it's the Belkin software, but try a powered hub. You can't go wrong. I mean, it's a useful thing to have anyway. Thanks, Peter.
I really appreciate you.
My pleasure. Absolutely. Time to take a walk. Let's take a walk on the wild side, the Ryan Ewell side.
Yes.
He's got a jewel for us.
I do. It's on Windows, and it's called Emotions Manager 2000.
I don't need to manage my emotions. My emotions are fine.
Now, the 2000, I think, refers to this used to be a paid free file, or paid. You had to pay for this.
Now
it's free. So it's pretty cool. The way it all starts is you start putting entries in. So you hit the resolve button here. We put our date in. So let's put today's date.
I am mad.
So you're mad. Okay,
I'm
you're angry. So what area is this involving?
It involves hygiene.
Hygiene. Okay.
It involves I am so angry about hygiene.
And describe the event or thoughts you had.
Ryan forgot to brush his teeth this morning.
Ryan forgot to.
And I'm mad.
Teeth. There you go. And so you keep going on and on and on from there, and then it'll ask you, like, describe positive things. Well,
so this is a kind of the idea is you work through these things.
And then what happens is when you have enough of these, you can actually go in and start doing graphs and things like that. So it's so let's go into graphs, and we can say let's check out all the emotions, and here we go. So since we've been entering it, you can do
mostly happy, but occasionally
some
sad.
Other things. You can even do things like let's go weekdays, all emotions. So let's see. Let's see. Happy.
I'm happy right now.
On Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays, I'm happy, but Wednesday, Thursday, so you can start to track things. There's actually statistics.
I like this.
One last one I'll show off here is
for the person who's totally self-absorbed.
The analysis, where you can go now and
completely keep track.
It shows you like things that change, happy, why you're happy, different areas. It really like tracks this. So it takes some time, a few weeks, but you get to see the patterns and you get to
this is free.
It's absolutely free. Emotions Manager 2000 for Windows.
What an interesting idea. Yeah.
Go to labwithleo.com. I'll show you where to find it. It's got a bunch of
how is your emotional barometer these days?
It's tired. Is that an emotion?
Tired is not an emotion.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's good.
You could be sad, happy, angry.
How about come see, come saw?
Come see, come saw. You put that in there right there. We'll find that free online at
labwithleo.com, as always. It's not there yet. Nope, it's coming.
There
it is.
So I made him bring it back.
You have the power.
Right there.
Look at that.
Coming up next, create a comic with your friends, mock them. That's what Amber's about to do. That's why I'm really angry. Okay. She's going to mock me. But before we do that, our quiz question of the day. When did programmer Bram Cohen release the first implementation of the BitTorrent protocol? He invented it, Bram Cohen. Was it April 2000, July 2001, October 2002, or BitTorrent? What's BitTorrent? I don't know. Tell you what, we'll talk about it a little later on as the lab continues. Stay here. Welcome back to the lab. Say hello, my friends, to Amber MacArthur, my good friend and former co-host, and she's in Florida today. Hello, Amber.
Hello, Leo. How are you doing?
I'm great. I like the new do.
Oh, thank you.
Very
I know.
Cute.
I actually had to put the ponytail in front so people didn't think I went dark, and also cut my hair off.
Yeah, we don't want Amber to think she's got a mullet or anything.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a nice mullet.
Today, Amber's going to show us how to create our own comics online.
Yes, we are, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to be using your image.
Well, that's all right. You use my image all the time. I don't mind. You always use me as a guinea pig for these things. This is a site called Toondoo.
Toondoo. And it's a really neat site, and it's one of these sort of Web 2.0 sites in the sense that it's really simple to use, really cool design. And I think what we should do is we should kind of dive right into it.
I'm going to create a tune of my very own?
Exactly. And later on, we're going to look at the tune that I created using your image, and I gave you an alien friend. But
all right. Well,
I digress.
Here's some. So you could choose from characters.
Yep.
There's Santa. There's cars. Oh, here's Spooky. And I drag a character. Oh, that's kind of fun. I think kids would like this, huh?
Oh, yeah, I think kids would really like it. Like lots of young kids, as well as maybe young adults who are kind of interested in creating their own cartoon. And it's funny because I was reading the description, the About Us page, and it says that this is for people who don't know how to draw.
Yeah, like me.
Exactly. So you can drag and drop all these different characters onto the different panels, and then you can add little talk bubbles as well.
Oh, let me add like a thought bubble here. Okay, here's a thought bubble for this character.
And you can write something funny in it.
And then, I see a number. Okay.
I thought you were going to say, I see dead people.
Well, that's good. That would be a good one.
That would work well.
Yeah, I can tell where your mind is at. Oh, and you can drag the little thing around. You can drag this. This is cool.
It's very cool. And if you look on just at the bottom of that pane that you're looking at, you'll see that there's little tools so that you can actually rotate the image. The far left one will allow you to resize the image that's on the pane that you've chosen. And so you can use all those tools to do some pretty interesting things with the individual pieces that you add to the comic.
That's really neat.
It's really neat, and it's kind of fun. Now, what's interesting about this particular site, which I love, is that I think you have to kind of play with it. You need about half an hour to kind of get in there and start moving stuff around until you realize how robust it really is. And what's especially cool is they have all of these different pieces of functionality that allow you to easily embed that comic strip on your blog. So, yeah, you can generate the HTML code and then put it on your blog, and then it can sync up with Facebook. You can add your comic strip to Delicious as well. And so there's a lot of ways to be able to share your comic strip online as well.
This is very neat. So it would make it kind of a standard image once you're done with it.
Exactly. That's what it is. It makes it a standard image, and you can decide that you want it private, but like I said, you can also share it. So it has a lot of technical functionality like that. Now, I think we should go into my creations.
You've made one? All right. I'm almost done with mine, but all right, we'll go to yours. You call this Leo the Torso? Let's see. All right. Time to podcast, says Leo. Hi, Leo. Net at night is the best. I like Munchcast. Too many emails. I quit. I love Max. Xbox is broken. Down with Gates. How did you know my Xbox was broken?
I talked to you on Twitter, basically, Leo.
It's a day in the life of Leo Laporte and Sleepy Petaluma. This probably could be just made up of entirely of my Twitter posts.
It is entirely Twitter posts. And the funny thing is, I actually made it last night, and my mom came over, and she's like, what are you working on? You've been working on that forever. And I was like, Mom, I'm doing work. I have to finish this. And she looks at it, and all it says is Leo the Torso.
Isn't it funny how our work really doesn't look like work?
No, she doesn't believe me. I don't think she thinks that it's legitimate whatsoever. And then afterwards, I thought I should actually probably cut your image out more professionally in Photoshop so you don't have just a torso. I could have, done something.
Yeah.
But it got particularly funny, and if you notice towards the last pane of the comic strip with you in it, I've given you a small green alien friend in the bottom corner.
Yes, I like that person. I don't know what he's doing there. So now, here's the part where you can dig it, you can add it to Delicious, you could send it to a friend, or you can embed it. So I could get the embed code, which is, and it would be Flash, and I could just put it right in my blog. I think that's really cool.
You can add to your blog or to Facebook as well. So I think it's kind of fun. I think where it becomes more practical for adults instead of just playing with it is if you wanted to do something fun for someone's birthday, or you wanted to depict some interesting scenario and you wanted to put it on your blog. I can't draw. I don't know about you, Leo, but I have no drawing skills, and so it's a nice option to be able to also be creative and have a little fun with it.
Right. Really a cute little site. This is TOONDOO, absolutely free.
It's absolutely free.
I don't know how they plan to make any money at this. I guess they could put ads in here.
Now, you know what? It's interesting. It's actually owned by a kids' entertainment company out of Pleasanton, California. And it turns out I think they have some larger site, and this is just kind of a spin-off of that main site. So it was just a creative idea that someone came up with, and then they kind of wanted to follow it through.
And if you want to just go and look at stuff, they have, as you can see, the most popular, the most viewed, editor's pick, most argued, most faved, random 12. So, and there's galleries, and this is a really, really neat site.
Yeah, it's very well designed again, so it's very simple for anyone to just jump on. It took me 30 seconds to create an account, and then once I got in there, at first you're kind of frustrated because you want more options. I should mention as well, as you noticed since I used your image, that when you're in the application, you can upload any of your own images.
Right.
And what's interesting is it gives you some really cool cropping tools when you upload the image. And so you can actually crop someone's face in a particular way, and you can also give them, like, distort their face so you almost pull part of their cheek apart. So it gives you some interesting functionality there as well.
I like this because you could do multi-page ones. So when you have a multi-page one, it has a little page turn button, and you can actually turn the pages. And this is so you could make a whole book.
You can make an entire book.
Wow, that is really, really neat. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Your own comic book.
Toondu.
And now I wanted to mention one more site, and the reason that this is kind of an interesting story, but the reason I'm mentioning the site Pixton.com is because I was actually prepping for this segment, and I got an email from someone in Vancouver. His name is Clive, and he said, hey, I've just started this user-generated comic book site where you can create your own comic, but people can actually add their own panels or their own storyline on top of your storyline.
Oh, how interesting.
I know, and he's based in Vancouver, so I said, listen, I have a great opportunity to just sort of mention your site, so I thought I would do it here. If you go to Pixton.com.
Yeah, and it says stick yourself out because these are stick characters.
Yeah, they're all stick characters, and so what's interesting about this, which is a little different than Toondu, again, is that you can actually start a comic strip, and then someone can add on to that comic strip. So,
oh, wow, look at this.
It's kind of like a comic strip wiki in some ways, if that makes any sense.
Pixton, Pixton.com, straight out of Vancouver, and I'm already having fun. You can even do random expressions. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's fun. I can make him dance.
Yeah, that one's pretty fun as well. Again, really, really simple to use, and it's all stick characters. And I think that this just went online recently, so they're still building it, but you can tell that is also going to be a really user-friendly website for both kids.
Oh, man, what fun. Well, it's two very fun sites. I'm going to completely waste the rest of the day playing around with them. Thank you, Amber.
I know. I'm going to have to post the comic strip that I did on my blog, Leo. I hope you don't mind.
Please do. AmberMac.com. That's her blog. You can also see her on video at commandn.tv every week and by audio on the Net at Night podcast, which we do on the TWIT network, TWIT.TV. AmberMac.com. You can find it all there. Thanks, Amber.
Thanks, Leo. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take a break right now. Come back in just a little bit with more of your calls. Kate's tip of the day. Coming up, a Cash Sablock with gadgets on the go. All ahead. You stay right here.
8, 7, 6, 5 commercials. 4, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the Lab with Leo. I'm Kate Abraham, and now it's time for my geography tip of the day. Now, how is your geography? I always thought I was really good. Jeopardy, I'm amazing at it. But when it comes to a map, honestly, this is the hardest game I've ever played in my life. It is basically a world map game. It's a very simple flash game, very easy to play. What you do is you click start, and then here it asks you where the French Republic is. So luckily I know that one. I get a little red dot here, as you can see. State of Israel, that's somewhere around here. I got that one as well. I'm doing quite well. Okay, Kazakhstan. I know it's somewhere in the middle here. And the more you click on, the faster your time goes. And you've got to do 20, and then from there what will happen is you'll work out how good your score is. And if you can beat 6, you're doing very well indeed.
You're doing better than Kate.
It's so hard.
6?
Oh, honestly, my geography is really, really good. But this game, I can't do it.
Well, it just shows it's not as good as we thought, is it?
Exactly.
No,
exactly. Now, the URL is super, super long, so check out labwithleo.com.
We'll put a link there.
Yes, we
then
will.
You just
indeed.
click it. You don't have to type
it.
Better to click it than type it.
Indeed.
Let's get another call on the air. What do you say, Kate?
We are going to talk to Dustin from Estevan in Saskatchewan.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Hello, Dustin.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, what can I do for you?
Okay, I have a LCD HD TV.
Yes.
And I was wondering how I could make it into a PC monitor.
Okay.
And I have a cable. It's HDMI to a DVI connector, but my computer doesn't support DVI.
Oh, it just has a VGA output?
Yeah. And then I got a connector for a DVI to VGA, and then I plug it in and nothing happens. So.
Yeah. How much did you spend on the VGA to DVI connector?
I think it was about 25.
Yeah. I think that's probably, I'm thinking they're costing more than that.
Okay.
Because you've got to, basically you're converting analog to digital. It should be more than just a connector. It's more than just another cable. You've actually got to get a converter box. Here's one from Geffen that costs $300.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I have a feeling that that's not quite what you need. Now, your TV probably has other inputs. Here's the deal. Your computer doesn't output digital video. That's what DVI is. It outputs analog video. That's what VGA is. Okay. So a better way to do this than try to convert externally the analog to digital would be to look on your TV and see if it has an analog input. That could be component, that could be S-video, that could be composite. What kind of video inputs does it have?
I know it has component and S-video.
Yeah, so what it would be a lot cheaper is to get a VGA to S-video converter.
Okay.
That's not going to be expensive because you're not converting analog to digital. You're letting the TV do that, and I'll be honest with you, it's going to do a better job even than a $300 box.
Okay.
So here's an inexpensive $5.49. It's not a costly part because there's no work going on here, right? It's just basically matching the pins up.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different places to go to get this. Now, here's the next thing. How is it going to look? You're going to want to try to find a resolution that will match the native resolution of your TV set. What kind of TV set is it?
It's Sharp Aquas.
And how big is it?
42.
Is it a brand new one, a 1080p one, or is it a little older than that?
Yeah, it's 1080p.
Okay, so it's 19. So the resolution is very high because it's 1080p, 1920 across by 1080 up and down. Chances are, if your computer doesn't have a DVI output, it's not going to be able to get that resolution. But you want to output as close to that resolution as you can. That'll look the best.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
At least get that aspect ratio if you can, which is 16 by 9.
Okay.
If you could do 1280 by 800, that would work.
Okay.
In other words, get as close as you can to that. Half of it exactly would be good. But again, it just depends on what your video card can do. The good news is that's a really good screen. It's going to be as good as a computer monitor. The question is just matching them up properly. But again, don't try to do the analog to digital conversion outside the TV. Let the TV do it. TVs are designed to do that, and they're designed to upscale it and clean it up and possibly make it a little bit crisper. It's not going to be great for word processing. Because it's hard to get those letters to look really good given the conversion that's going on. But it'll be fine for gaming and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's what I figured, yeah. All right, Dustin.
All right, thanks, Leo.
Hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's cheap to buy what you want is a VGA to composite or a VGA to S-video converter. Those are cheap. They don't cost a lot. It's time for Shawns Shiny. Well, finally, a toothbrush big enough for my mouth.
There you go.
I've been waiting. No, this clearly is not it. What is this?
Well, you've seen the new Sonic toothbrushes.
Yeah.
This works on a similar principle. This is the Clarisonic skincare system.
So it's a vibrating brush?
Right, and if it actually has the Sonic, a Sonic head, so it'll basically brush.
And then what do I do with it?
Well, you put it up against your skin. It's designed to clean your face. You may have heard it beeping already. You have several zones on your face.
I do have several zones.
Yeah, one on
This is my love zone.
There you go. So you got one on your
You're talking about the T-zones, with the greasy, and then
Yeah, so it'll beep like that when it's time to change zones. So
New
you've got
zone.
forehead, chin, and nose, and then one zone each on your cheeks. And it will tell you when to do that. This system right here, that head,
I'm confusing you, aren't I? Well,
yes.
This will calm you down.
Oh, that's very nice. Very nice.
This actually feels really good.
It's very good, and it does work.
So it's a cleaner, and it comes with some solution.
Right, and it's waterproof. You can use it in the shower, which is nice.
No, that's good.
Problem is, you can't necessarily hear the beeping that tells you when to change zones when you're in the shower.
Pretty well. You could. But if it's
the water's
noisy,
not running here, so.
Right.
But the good news is, you won't electrocute yourself in the shower with this. You can use it outside.
Does it do a better job though than washcloth? I guess it would. It's gentler, probably.
It's gentler. It's very gentle bristleheads.
My esthetician, my personal esthetician, always tells me not to use a washcloth on my face. So maybe this is what I should use.
It could be pretty rough. So, but I mean, it's about $195.
Whoa!
It's not cheap, and the downside is, it is a system as well, which we'll get to in a second. So it uses Sonic, which is nice, and it will tell you what to do. You don't have to think about when to change zones, how long to spend time on doing that.
Okay. Negatives?
It is a system.
You can't use it with soap or anything else. You have to use this special Clarisonic.
You probably can, but they recommend that you use their special aloe-based solution.
Of course they do. Yeah.
and it requires money to get that. Obviously, $20 or $25 for replacement tubes of that. You get more than this little trial size, and you have to spend $25 on replacement heads when these ones finally have.
And the brushes have to be replaced at time to time too. Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know, if you really want to get clean, why not?
It does seem to work, though.
That's cool. Everything's now doing that new Sonic thing. Everything. Your toothbrush, your hairbrush. We've got a razor that does that, right? Now we can wash that way.
My telephone is Sonic now, too.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Coming up, a Cash the Block. Gadgets on the go. I bet he doesn't have this one. We'll find out when the lab continues. But first, our quick quiz question of the day. When did Bram Cohen write the first implementation of BitTorrent? That's the peer-to-peer file sharing system that's taken the world by storm. Was it 2000, 2001, 2002, or BitTorrent? What's BitTorrent? I don't know. We'll find out when the lab continues. Stay here. Welcome back. Before the break, we asked you when Bram Cohen released his first BitTorrent program. I'm thinking 2000, wasn't it? 2001. It's that recent. That recent. And yet, 6 years later, 7 years later, it's taken over the world. Akash Subblock is here from andnowyouknow.ca, a.k.a. andnowyouknow.net.
Yes.
He's a gadget guru, and he's brought some great gadgets for us, starting with this jacket.
I'm wearing.
You've got wait a minute, you've got a transparent sleeve. What is this?
This is the Speed Jacket by Salomon.
Okay.
Comes in a men's and a women's version.
Salomon, of course, very well known for ski stuff.
Excellent for ski stuff, but this is great for running. This jacket is perfect for running because it has
you can see your runner's watch.
Yeah, I've got the Sunto T1 watch in there.
Okay.
Great watch for running.
Yeah.
Now, the jacket's got technology for whisking sweat and if you do get wet, away from yourself.
So this is some specially wickable fiber here.
Climber Pro material, it's called.
Oh, that's neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Not Gore-Tex, something else.
No, it's not Gore-Tex.
Okay.
And
I like it. It feels pretty good.
It's got a waterproof zipper. Even the pocket that's on here is actually glued on. It's not stitched on. So there's not a place that you're going to get water in here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and
really?
it's really lightweight. It's only 220 grams for the entire jacket.
Wow, that's cool.
A little expensive. It's about $150. But if you do a lot of running and stuff, and especially the climate we have here in Vancouver, definitely need it.
A Salomon runner's jacket.
Yes, the Speed Jacket it's called.
Speed Jacket.
Yes.
Well, if you're walking, you might want this. I guess you could use it for running, too. What is this?
This is from Centrios. This is the talking pedometer.
You have gone 25 paces.
Hit it.
Really?
Yeah.
Walked 25 steps.
Oh,
you were right.
I was right. Wow. It's right. It's accurate. Can you hear that?
Walked 28 steps.
Oh, I walked 3 more steps
just
to standing
right there.
Well, that's because I shook it around.
Yeah. Oh, it's got an alarm built in. It's got time. You actually program it for the stride that you have, the length of your stride, so it's quite accurate.
And then I guess if you want to know, you just press the button.
Yeah.
And you can just.
You have walked 33 steps.
Wow, that's really cool.
Good safety feature in there. It's actually got the clip on here. If you pull the clip, don't pull it out now because it's a 90 decibel alarm.
Wow.
So if you're running late at night and you're in trouble, just pull the clip out. $25 for that.
I actually really like that. They say you should do 10,000 paces every day.
You should, yeah.
For optimal health.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And that's from the source. That's the Centrios talking pedometer.
That's really neat. That's really neat. We got a phone. This is pretty.
This is the LG Shine, and it does shine. It's stainless steel.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful case on it. Slider.
Oh, I love that. So it's a lot of phones now do this, and I think that's a really good idea.
They're doing that now, and the sliders are much better than they used to be before. The older ones, I don't know if you remember, you pull out of your pocket, you used to turn on and stuff like that. But the cool thing about this is it's got the new video conference, video calling.
So it has a camera on it.
It's got a camera on the front.
And you could say, "Hello, can you see me?" Wow, that's cool.
Or sometimes you just don't want to be seen, but yes, if you do.
Does Rogers offer video conferencing?
They are doing it now. Rogers and Fido here in Canada.
You want to make sure that your cell phone company supports that. Of course.
Exactly. This is a GSM phone. This is from LG.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very neat. Now, what's this?
Again from Rogers. This is the Rogers high-speed portable internet.
What do you mean? You take this with you?
Yeah, exactly. This is the coolest thing. Like if you at home you have a high speed, you have ADSL or your cable internet. This is a portable unit. All you need to do is plug this into a wall outlet. You plug the other end into your Ethernet port of your computer, and you're done.
So how am I getting high-speed internet through my plug? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what it is it works on, and there's about 40 cities in Canada that it works in right now, and it's growing on a regular basis. So Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, the bigger cities right now.
It's not a cable modem.
No, it's not a cable modem.
It's a power line modem.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you'd obviously have to inquire to see if they offer internet over power line.
Yeah, you check it. It runs up to 1.5 megabits, so it's pretty fast, right?
It's not as fast as cable, but it's fast enough.
Yeah, for high speed, it's enough for most applications that you'll have. But the coolest thing, it's portable and it's plug and play. You don't have to do any setup, no setting up IP addresses, nothing. You just plug it into your computer and you're set.
So anywhere you can plug it into a wall, it's going to work. Wow, that's very interesting.
Well, you know, it's just like I've traveled from Vancouver to Toronto, and you know, the hotels, they charge you like $20 a day.
Just plug it in.
And you just plug this in and you're set.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
All right, what's this?
This is, speaking of the internet,
is this the new one?
Yes.
Oh,
this is the 810.
We've had the 800, but the 810 adds a keyboard.
It has a keyboard. It's got Skype built in. Now, this is a really good unit. Oh,
let's turn it on.
Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it?
Okay. It went to sleep, probably.
It went to sleep mode. The new version here is about $489.
Okay.
Good speed on it.
I really like the 800 as a internet tablet. Is it a touchscreen or no?
It is a touchscreen.
So you could surf like this, but then now adding this keyboard makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah, especially if you're texting or you're chatting, definitely makes a big difference.
This is an intriguing product.
Ah, look at this, camera built in.
Oh, so you can also use Skype?
Yes, Skype.
Ah, neat.
Yeah.
So it's Wi-Fi.
It's Wi-Fi.
It's not a phone.
No, this is the only Nokia product that I know that's not a phone. Okay. So,
but you would take it to anywhere you had a Wi-Fi access point. You can surf with it, and you can Skype with it.
Now, if you don't have a Wi-Fi service and you have a Bluetooth-enabled phone, you can use your phone as a modem to run this off.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the new 8100.
Yeah.
And I like this. They put a little stand on it so you can
watch your videos.
Watch your videos while you're at the coffee shop.
Exactly.
That's cool. Now, what's this over here?
Speaking of videos, now the codec, this is a V1253. This is a high-definition camera. 12-megapixel still camera. But it shoots 16:9 high definition, 720p.
Video?
Video.
As well as stills?
As well as still.
Wow.
And so I've got it on the cradle here right now. You just pop it in, the cradle will charge it.
Okay.
Okay. And it gives you component out. It's not HDMI out, but it does give you component out.
That's good quality.
Yeah.
So you can hook it up to a high-def TV.
And the coolest thing is on the side here, it has a USB and SD card slot as well. So if you want to watch other videos or other stuff from your slot.
How much is that?
The base is about $99. The camera itself is about $350.
That's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
We have 30 seconds. One last thing.
The Nextech 900 megahertz wireless headphones. I use it all the time.
I love wireless headphones because you don't have that cord tying you down.
Exactly. But this is really good quality. The 165-foot range, it recharges right on the base itself. So
it doesn't have to be line of sight, so you can go around a corner or whatever. That's really nice.
Exactly. So, you know, if you're listening to music,
the baby's up to, when you look at your music.
Yeah, it's got all the attachments, so you can use the regular headphones.
That's great.
And
how much is that?
This unit itself is about $120.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Gadgets on the go at Akash.block and nowyouknow.net.
Yes, sir.
There it is, right there. Thank you, Akash. Great stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break, give you a final word in just a bit. I'm just going to borrow this for a little bit.
No problem.
Take a look at this. This is very cool. Well, it's been 180 shows?
180 episodes.
And now I'm sad to say our lovely Kate Abraham is moving on. She's moving back to Toronto.
I am indeed.
You missed your friends.
I did, and also just from the point of view, England's so far away
It's
from
much
here.
nearer to your family.
Yeah, it is.
All right, well, we're going to miss you terribly, but
I miss you too.
you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you
really,
very
thank you
much.
very much.
It's been a fantastic experience.
Yeah. Where can people find you on the net if they
Look,
want
there's some clapping noises.
Yeah, everybody's applauding. They're all saying, thank God she's leaving. No, I'm just kidding.
She was really bad.
Oh, my God. No. Will you have a website we can follow you on?
I have my own blog, which is longleggedkate.blogspot.com. I've had it for about 3 years.
Longleggedkate.blogspot.com. Well, don't be a stranger. Come by and visit us.
I'd love to.
You know, Amber comes by via Skype. You can always do that.
I could do that from my new balcony, 33rd floor in Toronto.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful. We'll also be losing our producer, Matt Harris, and Chuck Brothers is going to be around for a little longer, but they're all going back to Toronto. Apparently, they like the snow. I don't know. It's crazy. Call me nuts. Actually, it's my fault. They all hate me. I hope you won't leave me too. We will be back tomorrow with another show. I hope you will be too. And of course, you can always go to the website, labwithleo.com, and put your questions in there. We'll get you on the show. Thank you, Kate. You're a doll. We'll miss you very much. See you later. We'll be back. Bye-bye.